It was around 2:30 a.m., January 8th, 2010. I was abruptly startled by this blinding white light pouring in through my bedroom window. I was afraid. And yet, I had to know what it was. So I rolled out of bed and crawled across the floor like some giant Italian python. I carefully lifted my shade. It was some jerk-off that was double parked with his high beams on. Great. Well, since I was up, I decided to take my customary middle-of-the-night piss. Anyway, when I returned to my bedroom, there, lying in my bed, was a gray. It looked like the ones that I know from, like, sci-fi movies. Except this one seemed a little bit more like a female version. Because she had these really big hoo-has with these old-fashioned doorbell nipples pointing to the stars above. Now, surprisingly, I wasn't terrified. In fact, I was in kind of a calm, almost euphoric state. You know, like when you get a bunch of 5-star reviews on iTunes. I found myself having this strong desire of wanting to lay down right next to her. That's when I realized we were communicating telepathically. So I laid my head down, and I had the strange sensation of her probing through my thoughts. One bit of information she was able to extract from my brain was the fact that I had a very late night snack of wasabi cashews and chocolate soy milk, which now I believe probably eradicated any attempt at rectal probing. Now, as we continued to share this mental bond, I was tempted to ask her a few questions. Like, what's your name, honey? She replied by letting me know that the closest translation in my language would be fellatio. I said, that's beautiful. I then inquired, why didn't you just abduct me? She then answered, well, we tried to a couple nights ago, but your fat ass almost broke our teleportation device. So I decided to pay you a visit instead. During the course of the evening, somehow the subject of a sperm sample came up. Then what happened next could only be described as a intergalactical happy ending, if you know what I mean. The next day, when I woke up, I was alone. Fellatio was gone. But in the process of taking inventory of my junk, I came across this implant in my ball sack. It kind of feels like the racing car piece from Monopoly. I've thought of having it removed, but actually, if I stand in a certain corner of my apartment, I can pick up DirecTV. Now, the picture gets a little fuzzy if I got a hard one. But what are you gonna do?
Next time on South Philly Podcast.
Yeah, hi. I'd like to make a reservation for one. You're all bucked up. Listen, honey. I'm a very close associate of Mr. Eric Tamara. Who's that? You gotta be kidding me. Alright. How about Mr. Michael Pilot? Nate the Beard? Hello? That's right, iTunes. I'm talking to you. Don't you turn your back on me. Because let me tell you something. I don't need podcasting. Podcasting needs me.